Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today. For those of you who are new to my world, I'm Natasha Bray. I'm a success mastery coach and I help women unlock what I call the ultimate up level. And that's up leveling financially, emotionally and spiritually for more success in every area of their lives and businesses. And I'm here today with the amazing Clare from Refreshing Minds. Clare is a mindset coach and hypnotherapist, and Clare is going to be sharing her amazing experience of how she's helped her business to grow during the pandemic. And so I'm just going to hand you over to Clare now, who's going to tell you a little bit more about what she does and who she helps. Over to you, Clare.
Hello, I'm really pleased to be here today. I help predominantly females to get the real them back and to let go of all the things that are holding them back in life. I went into business, having left the corporate world back in 2016. So it all still feels like a new playground and a new place for me.
Yeah, fab. And just share a little bit about what, where you were. Obviously, we're just coming out of the other side of a pandemic, right? It's been a rocky road for a lot of people. Share a little bit about how you were feeling and what happened initially when the pandemic hit.
Well, I think I wasn't in a great place for many years. I mastered it, I coped with it, and I adapted with it. And then I had a really bad episode with my family in September 2019 that kind of knocked me sideways. And that's when I first came across you, Natasha, and started to do some work with you. And I just found it really powerful. I felt like I was starting to peel away at some stuff and I could feel that I was becoming quite different. And as we went into the pandemic, so this time a year ago, I had just finished one of your former programs that you no longer offer. And I think it's the reason why I coped so well with taking my business online and with making the shifts and the changes. But I was definitely ready for more. So when I heard about the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, I felt really hopeful because I had great faith that I trusted the work that I would do with you. And I knew that I needed more. And that's what the Ultimate Uplevel Academy really gave me. It gave me more.
Yeah, fab. So it was because you'd already had a good experience of working with me in my courses, something about the Ultimate Uplevel call to.
Yeah, it felt really instinctive. I was a little bit torn because you were also offering the Heart Healing Mastery Mastermind at the same time, but it kind of seemed really obvious that what was the next step for me. And for me, it was more about me as a person rather than perhaps the business. Yeah. So that was my kind of predominant focus that was kind of driving me. And so I signed up. I was on the very first academy, on the very first module, paid in full, signed up, and was just really excited to be part of it.
And you said you had more as a result, and obviously, yeah, you're one of the first cohorts to have completely finished the academy. And how soon did things start to change and what started to happen?
I think it's interesting because for me, the order of the modules was actually ideal. So though I didn't think I needed to be working on leading with love, actually, it really helped me to accept me. It helped me to let go. I changed. Relationships I had with other people changed. I felt freer. I forgave me. I forgave other people. I cried a bit. There was a few tears. But I was really good about showing up, turning up, doing the work, listening to the recordings. And it just made a really big change in just those 6 weeks to being in a really different place. And then for me, the intuition and innovation module, so the one that you're starting soon, and I do feel very jealous that I'm not going to be restarting this one. So for me, it was the most powerful module by far. It wasn't one that I had realized that I needed. So what was interesting is kind of when I joined the academy, I thought there was 2 areas I need work in, but I thought I'd just join for the full experience. And I think that's the first thing that for people to kind of get their heads around is you might not think you need to do any work in that area. Yeah. Actually, once you start, you suddenly realize that there is lots of stuff to move. And for me, the intuition and innovation module, the work I did in that got the real me back. That got back the original Clare, fun, more confident, braver, more experiential, more curious. That me really started to come back during that. And that's the module for me in which my business started to alter.
Yeah.
So I felt different about my business, more inspired, more trusting my intuition and making things happen differently for me.
So Lead with Love, it was always like you needed the foundations of you first, and then when you did intuition innovation, things started to grow. And I think you made a really important point there, because this is not like exclusive to you. Lots of people say this, oh, I didn't think I needed the Lead with Love part, or I didn't think I needed the Wealth and Worth part, because they weren't the top saboteur when they did the quiz. But there's so many different layers to the work that, like, you cannot go through that course and not get results, because there's just so many different, like, it's literally, it throws everything at you. and there is tears, it is an emotional journey, but it's the deep, powerful healing that is needed to create rapid transformation. So it's necessary. So I think, yeah, the emotional part was important. And the part about how you didn't think you necessarily needed it, but it still had big results for you. And so what sort of changes did you make in your business as a result?
I feel much more confident about it, and I feel more confident that I will know when the time is right what I am going to do next. I think I'm making better decisions. Yeah. I am literally trusting my instincts. But I also just decided that I would create a group program and launch it and deliver it. And I'd never done anything like that before. And that was amazing, and it went really well. And I had lots of people sign up, and it was a really powerful mini program, actually. And one I have then run again.
Amazing. Yeah, I remember your excited messages. Oh my God, all these people have signed up to my program.
It was just brilliant. I was like, oh my goodness, I can do this. So I kind of knew I could do it, because that's what I was gaining from doing the work in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. But there's always the bit about actually doing it, actually being brave enough. And it is putting the things into place that if people want to just join the academy and think by some sort of form of osmosis things will happen, that they won't, powerful as it might be. The real changes come when we start to embrace it and we put the things into place. So like just a couple of weeks ago, I ran my very first challenge with my Facebook group. And it was brilliant. And I literally did it on the spur of the moment. So people only had 2 days to sign up, but I still had 35 people sign up just for the emails, and lots more joined me on the challenge. And I wouldn't have been doing these things if it hadn't been for the Ultimate Uplevel Academy.
And what do you think stopped you? Because these are obviously big things that lead to, you know, more client attraction, growing your audience, more sales. What do you think was blocking you from doing these things like group programs and challenges and things before?
Not trusting myself anymore. So mistakes that I was still carrying around with me, things I hadn't forgiven myself for, that I forgave myself for in leading with love. Trusting my intuition, and just feeling more like me. So accepting things, accepting that life is about exploring. It was about letting go of painful things. I think what I've done is, over the 6 months of the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, there were so many sort of layers of kind of pain and insight and healing. And when we came to the module Authentic Visibility, that was where I felt the biggest resistance. I leapt into week 1, and then I really got struggled, and I really got flawed. I had a nightmare. I don't really do nightmares. A literal nightmare that was, as in one night's bad sleep and a bad dream. And I think that there was a big thing for me to push through with that module. And as a result, I felt freer, and I'm much more confident about being around and being visible and being the face of my business. Yeah. As somebody who'd worked corporately before, I could hide behind somebody else's brand. I was behind the scenes. Now I'm just me, and I'm confident to be me. And I have got all of that from the academy and from knowing myself better, but also from letting go of all those layers of pain and dislike and not loving me, not looking after me, that were going on. So it's little things like today, my dog is in doggy daycare for the day, because this is the day that I work on me. And that's something that's come about as part of being on the academy, having those clear boundaries, changing my working days, making different decisions. There are so many things, many of them personal things, like how I lead my life, how I feel about other people, but also lots of business things as well that are a direct result of being in the program.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing all of that. Have you done sort of, well, most people have, but had you done like mindset work or personal development work before starting in the academy?
Yeah, I've done lots. I'm a qualified coach. I'm a qualified hypnotherapist. I'm an NLP practitioner. So I had done lots of work. And I think I'd come a long way, but I hadn't really got to the core of what was really blocking me. I'd never gone as deeply as you take us on the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. It takes us to a different place, and it's not just the recordings that we listen to. It's the wisdom that we gain from the sessions that we have with you live. It's about the activities that you take us through as part of our kind of learning in that program that just seem to get to things. It's kind of like a whole deep clearing out. And I think if I wasn't in an academy, I would have, if I was reading in a book, I'd just read it and think, yeah, that's a good idea, and not apply it, not immerse myself in it, avoid it. And so there's really something lovely about being part of the academy, belonging, and being there with other people. And I could ask advice of other people and advice of you, but also I was inspired by you, but also inspired by the other people that I was in that academy with. It is an amazing place that is loving, kind, and inspiring to be.
Yeah. And really safe as well. I think that's quite important that you mentioned. Like, I think it's rare that anyone would ever go that deep alone, and that's why the container is important, of course. But that support that's in place, not just from me and the team, but everyone like celebrates each other and is there to say the kind word, you know, in the times where you're feeling emotional or like, oh my God, this has come up. And yeah, it's just a really nice, supportive environment, I found. Like
Very much.
a group of healed women. It's very rare that you can find a group like that.
Everybody just helped everybody along. And yeah, you're right. The entire program felt really safe. It felt safe to say, I'm struggling, or I've really struggled with perhaps writing this letter, or I don't really understand this question, or I'm just really struggling and I'm avoiding this, or I feel tired. So at different points in the academy, I felt quite tired. There's a draining bit because you're doing such deep work. There were other times when I had so much energy, it was incredible. So there's that lovely, it's the cliche of the journey, but it is a journey. And it's lovely to go in and just do like a 6 week, but the real power is being there and looking at yourself holistically, looking at the whole of you. Really powerful.
Thank you for sharing that. And you mentioned that it's deeper than anything that you've done before. Would you say that's the difference between the academy and anything else you might have done?
I think there is definitely a bit about the depth. It's also the blend, because this is about working on you, working in your relationships and how you are in the world, but also working on your business. So I think that blend for me worked really well. And that's another way in which you're kind of looking at things holistically, because when we're in our businesses, when we're running our businesses as entrepreneurs, it is us. So we and our business and our family relationship and our past, it all comes together. So I think it's the fact that we look at all those angles in the program that makes a real difference. And I think that there is something about you become immersed in working on yourself. So for me, I didn't just invest in you and in the program, in the academy. I was also really investing in me, and I was investing time and money. And that has just paid huge dividends.
Yeah, amazing. And if you had to pick just one, like the best transformation that you had from that, what would it be?
For me, the best transformation is I've got the real me back. Fun, playful, curious, experimental. I'm back, and I can feel that I came back. And actually, that's incredible, because I didn't really realize I'd really gone. You tend to believe, because it's the sense of you is there, but I've got the real me back, and therefore the real me can do things that the me that I was 7 months ago couldn't do. So that's been the most powerful thing. It's me. I'm kind of back in the seat. I'm back in my own life, and the real me, is wonderful and clever and knows how to do the right things for her, be it personal or business. And that's what I've got back. And that's priceless, really. In the scheme of things, that's completely priceless, because I don't know how else I would ever have got the real me back without being part of the Academy. I don't think it would have been possible. I've read the books, I've had hypnosis, I can do stuff for myself, I've been to coaches, and it still hasn't got me to that place. And that's what the Academy and the way that you work with us has done for me.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And if somebody looking at this or watching this now thinking, I want to feel like me again and all this amazing action in my business at the same time, what would you say to them?
I would say sign up if it feels right. So if they haven't, then I know you're really good. You've got your lovely little information pack. I can remember downloading that, flicking through it. I just instinctively knew that it was the right thing for me. And if you feel it's the right thing for you, then go for it, because it's about knowing it's the right time. My only regret about the Academy isn't the usual one about I wished I'd done it earlier or I'd found you sooner. And actually, I couldn't have done the Academy earlier because I was on the first cohort, which is really nice to know that I grabbed that opportunity when it came. But it was absolutely the right time for me. And so the only regret I've got is that I'm no longer in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, which isn't because I didn't get the opportunity to join.
Mastermind, that you're in the Heart Healing Mastermind.
I'm now in the Heart Healing Mastermind. So the thing that I was a bit worried I was going to miss out on late last summer when I went for the Academy rather than the Mastermind, it's actually like perfect timing. So I think if people aren't sure, I think it's about asking themselves, what is it that's making you hesitate? Mm-hmm. If you did it, what difference would it really make to you? If you were yourself in a year's time looking back at this, how much would you regret not having invested in yourself, invested in your business, and be brave? And I think that this year, yeah, we had to be brave last year in 2020 because we were kind of forced into it, weren't we, about a year ago. But 2021 is about being brave about coming out the other side. And this will help us to bravely embrace what will be a different world in 2021. And I can't think of a better time to actually invest in yourselves, to be honest with you. And just don't miss out, because it's
life-changing.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's life-changing. Oh, that sounds so cliche to kind of say again, it's life-changing. But it honestly, it's changed my life. It's changed my life because it's changed me back to who I really am and who I really wanted to be. And that's the gift that the Academy gives you.
Thank you so much for sharing that. It is, you know, a lot of people say they feel like drawn to it, or like just this knowing, and I guess it's around trusting that, which is hard when we got our imposter saboteur not trust ourselves and our decisions. But yeah, a lot of my clients do feel that intuitive pull or draw to like feeling or knowing that I need this, or it's right for me, or I keep popping up everywhere and they're seeing me all the time and it's like a sign that they need to be involved. So thank you for sharing all of that with us today, Claire. And
my pleasure.
Anyone who's watching who wants to know more about you and what you do and the amazing programs that you have, how can they get in touch with you?
They can find me. My business is called Clare at Refreshing Minds. I am a very active individual on Facebook, and I run a lovely group called Mind Ways with Clare.
Thank you for that, and thank you for being here. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Natasha. Thank you for the gift that you've given us, which is the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. My mum used to say to me, never look a gift horse in the eye. And really, that's kind of the thing, isn't it? If the opportunity is there, if you're thinking about being part of Natasha's world, grab it, because it's a gift. It's a way of investing in you.
I love that. Thank you. Thank you. And if this has sparked something for you and you're thinking, yeah, this is it, this is my time, I'm ready for this, get in touch because the doors are open now, and we're going to be starting with the Intuition and Innovation module on the 29th of March. So there's not that long left to come and secure your place. So just get in touch with me on Facebook, or you can email me at natasha@natashabray.co.uk. Thank you, Claire. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.
Thank you.